Welcome back to the channel Coins Collector everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of coins and hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket change right now. Today we are talking about a coin that at first glance seems so ordinary, so common, and so simple that most people wouldn't even give it a second look. I'm talking about the 1974 Roosevelt dime from the United States of America. Yes, that small silver-colored coin worth 10 cents in face value, the coin we know as one dime. But do not let its tiny size or everyday appearance fool you, because this little coin carries with it a huge story, a rich history, and believe it or not, in some cases a jaw-dropping value that reaches into the six figures. Now if you have ever held a dime in your hand, you know the design is instantly recognizable. On the obverse side we see the profile portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, a man remembered for leading America through the Great Depression and World War II. His image was first placed on the dime in 1946, just a year after his passing, as a tribute to his extraordinary leadership and also his fight against polio. The dime became a symbol not only of currency but of American resilience. The reverse of the dime features a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on one side and an oak branch on the other. The torch stands for liberty and enlightenment, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch represents strength and independence. Together these elements make the dime one of the most meaningful pieces of American coinage, carrying a patriotic story on both sides. The 1974 Roosevelt dime was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the little d mint mark on the coin. Millions and millions of these coins were produced, meant for everyday circulation in grocery stores, gas stations, and piggy banks all across America. Most of them are still worth just 10 cents today, or maybe slightly more to collectors if in high mint state condition. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. Out of the sea of ordinary dimes, there exist rare examples with errors, unique strikes, or pristine conditions that set them apart. And these rare survivors can command absolutely staggering prices in the collector's market. One of the most famous discoveries tied to the 1974 dime is that a certain example in superb uncirculated mint state condition, graded by experts at the very highest levels, has achieved a value of over $153,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with a face value of just 10 cents, a coin small enough to slip between your couch cushions or disappear in your car's cup holder, has been sold or valued in today's numismatic market for as much as $153,000. That is the kind of story that makes coin collecting so exciting, because it reminds us that treasures are out there hiding in plain sight. But how does a 1974 dime become so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Not every dime from 1974 is worth a fortune. In fact, the vast majority are only worth face value. But those that have survived the passage of time without scratches, without wear, without damage, those that shine as if they just left the mint yesterday, are graded as mint state coins. If they achieve grades like MS68 or higher, where even under magnification the details are sharp and perfect, collectors will pay extraordinary amounts to add such coins to their collections. Think about the journey of most coins. They go through countless hands, cash registers, banks, and pockets. They get dropped, scuffed, rubbed, and worn down. To find one that has escaped all of that and remained in pristine untouched condition for nearly 50 years is almost a miracle. And that is exactly why collectors are willing to pay such staggering sums. So today as we explore the 1974 Roosevelt dime, we are not just talking about a coin. We are uncovering a story about history, about design, about chance, and about the thrill of hidden wealth. Because somewhere out there, tucked away in an old collection, resting in a jar of coins, or forgotten in a safe deposit box, could be another example of this incredible dime waiting to be discovered. And here is the big headline. The current market value for the rarest examples of the 1974 Roosevelt dime can reach up to $153,000. That's right. A 10-cent coin that can buy you almost nothing in the store today has the potential to be worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a house in some places. So buckle up coin enthusiasts, treasure hunters, and curious viewers, because in this video we are going to take a long look at the history, the details, the fascinating journey of the dime, and why the 1974 Roosevelt dime has earned its place as one of the most exciting modern coin stories of our time. Today we are about to explore a story that blends history, mystery, and incredible value, all packed into one tiny but powerful piece of United States coinage. I am talking about the 1973 Liberty One dime, a coin that many people may have glanced at, spent without a second thought, or let rattle around in a change jar, never realizing that in some special cases it could be worth a jaw-dropping $166,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, a single dime, worth far more than most cars, vacations, or even down payments on houses, simply because of its rarity, historical significance, and collector demand. The Roosevelt dime, which this 1973 issue belongs to, first entered circulation in 1946 to honor the memory of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt had passed away in 1945, and his leadership through the Great Depression and World War II had made him one of the most admired leaders in American history. Choosing to place him on the dime was no coincidence, as Roosevelt had also been a champion of the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, a disease he personally struggled with throughout his life. This connection between Roosevelt, the dime, and the fight against polio cemented this small coin as more than just currency. It became a symbol of resilience, public service, and national pride. By the time 1973 rolled around, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for nearly 3 decades. The coin was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with millions of examples produced. Most of these dimes are common, made of a copper-nickel-clad composition rather than silver, since the United States had moved away from silver coinage in 1965. In ordinary cases, these dimes are worth only their face value, 10 cents. But as every dedicated coin collector knows, hidden treasures sometimes emerge where we least expect them. What makes certain 1973 Roosevelt dimes stand out is not just their age or composition, but the rare errors, mint marks, and pristine conditions in which some of them have been preserved. A coin struck slightly off-center, with a double die error, or one that has survived decades without a single scratch or blemish in what collectors call mint state or proof condition, can elevate its value astronomically. These rare survivors have caught the attention of numismatists and auction houses, with record-breaking sales pushing the value into 6-figure territory. That is why a 1973 Liberty One dime in the finest condition imaginable has been valued today at an astonishing $166,000. Imagine finding one of these rare treasures sitting unnoticed in an old coin jar, passed down from a grandparent, or tucked into a forgotten drawer. Stories of lucky finds fuel the fascination around this coin, and the hunt for these rare examples keeps collectors passionate and always on the lookout. With its connection to Roosevelt, its place in American history, and the unbelievable financial worth tied to certain versions of the 1973 dime, this coin is much more than a small piece of metal. It is a time capsule, a collector's dream, and a reminder that history sometimes hides in plain sight. So in today's video we are going to explore the full history of the Roosevelt dime, the details of the 1973 issue, why certain examples command such unbelievable prices, and how you can tell if the dime in your pocket might just be worth a fortune. Stay tuned, because this story is one you do not want to miss.